So when people hear that the narcissist thinks that they own you, most people will just assume, okay, it's just a figure of speech. Like, who thinks that way, in a literal sense? But the narcissist actually does think that way in a literal sense, okay? Especially if you're a primary source. And they put a lot of energy and commitment to pull in that primary source, whether it was sex appeal, money, some form of attention, etc. You know, they invested because everything's transactional to a narcissist. And so another thing too is that they have this entitlement and grandiosity, okay? And those are part of the traits of narcissism. You need 5 out of 9 traits to be diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. And entitlement and grandiosity is what ties them to thinking that they own someone as well. And that's because they also lack object constancy. Object constancy is the ability to bond to someone. And when things go bad for them with the supply, because they lack object constancy, because they have this black and white way of thinking, they can't see gray matter, because to be honest, to bond with someone when, you know, let's say that the supply messes up, right? They can't really see them as like the same person that was actually good as well, because they lack the object constancy. They see them as all bad when they do something wrong, that really triggers them, that really upsets them, and so on, that creates their narcissistic rage. And you're all tainted at that point. Like I said, they don't have the object constancy where like they have this gray matter where it's like, okay, this is the same person. They don't have that. So when you're tainted good, it's the other side of the spectrum, so there's no gray matter either, so like that's the part. It's like it jumps from one extreme to the other. That's the lack of object constancy. They can't have the ability to bond to someone in a healthy way. That's another thing too. They have this really unhealthy attachment style to people. And so yes, they view things totally different. And to them, it's logical. It's weird, but to them, it's logical because, like, they justify so much things in their heads that the reason why these relationships failed, and it's never their faults. And this is why they can actually think this way because the thing is that they have narcissistic harems, right? And with the narcissistic harem is that they shelved you. Let's just say that you were the former supply, right? The primary, and you've been discarded or you discarded them. Well, they shelved you, okay? That's the black and white way of thinking. They're like, okay, you're no use of me right now. You're not serving me. I'm going to put you away. And what happens with that pathological mind of thinking, it's disruptive, okay? Like the way they think, they justify, like I said. And so when they find a better time to have use for you whenever they need something, they'll pull you out of that shelf, okay? And this what initiates a hoover when they come back. And so yes, they think they own you. They think that they can put you away and come back whenever they want to. And this could be like weeks later, years later, decades later. People who have been through narcissistic relationships have reported decades later that they will return and think that that person is like on the shelf again. Like where they left them, like they're still the same. Like they never healed or whatever. It's crazy, but that's how they think. And it's very disturbing, how they think pathologically. But that's how they think, and that's why it's a disorder. So yes, they think that they own you.